I'm joined here today by the one and only Black Panther. That's, of course, Dominique Wooding, set to fight here soon at Bellator 227 against Franz Malambo. Thanks so much for joining me, man. How are you?
Yeah, I'm all good. 5 days remaining till the fight, and we're all good.
Exactly 5 days since the fight. This fight really crept up. I mean, it's coming up here close. What's your preparation like at this point?
Yeah, as of right now,
Yes.
yeah. So obviously we just tapered down training. Like all the hard work's done now. So it's time to just like drill certain things within our fight preparation, and obviously focus on the weight cut and whatnot. But apart from that, all the hard work's done, man.
And I assume sparring at this point, that's all finished, or maybe just some light sparring left?
No, sparring's all done. Sparring's all done. So yeah, like I said, all the hard work's done. Now it's just everything's tapered down now, and everything's very measured now. So, and obviously focusing on the weight cut.
And at what point do you guys start putting the weight cut? Like, at what point does that process start? Is that early in your camp, or is now really the time when you have to focus on water loading and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, yeah. This is the point now where we obviously focus on like the water loading and whatnot. But obviously, as for me, I'm going back down to bantamweight. To be honest, I don't have much to cut, so it's not as strenuous as previous fights. So yeah, in terms of weight cutting, the water loading and stuff, like I'm not being too aggressive with that, because obviously my weight right now is good. I'm very good with my weight right now, so there's no worry there.
And you said you're at bantamweight now. Last fight you were at featherweight, right?
Yeah, last fight was at featherweight. Yeah, last fight was at featherweight. So, because Bellator signed me as a featherweight, so I had my debut as a featherweight. But now they want me to fight at bantamweight for this fight. So I'm hoping they can keep me at this weight, because this is my natural weight class.
And so did you have to change your contract to do that? I mean, did they have to change anything at all, or is it just kind of an agreement between the promotion and yourself?
No, just an agreement between the promotion and myself. No, the contract has not been changed, but I'm hoping that they keep me at 135, because that's my natural weight class.
For sure, and that's where all the interesting fights are, including one of the main events on this card. But before we get into that, I want to talk about your mentality as you head into the fight. I mean, you're 5 days away. Is every day kind of just focusing on the fight, or do you have to kind of keep yourself busy and make sure you're not too much in your own head?
A fight's a fight, man. You're obviously gonna keep thinking about the fight. So obviously we're 5 days away. Just pretty much business mentality. Do you know what I mean? I'm going into enemy territory. I've done this numerous times, and I'm used to doing all of this. So mentality right now is I just want to get in there and scrap, man, and come out victorious, man.
And let's talk about your opponent. You're taking on South Africa's Malambo. What are your thoughts on him as you head into this fight?
Yeah, I know of Franz for quite a while. Obviously, through McGregor and whatnot. Obviously, he's helped out McGregor for some of his fight preparations and whatnot. So I know of him. I've seen him fight. He's obviously a good striker like myself, but I feel I'm the better striker over here, and just my all-round MMA game, I just feel like I edge him on every area there.
And you're someone that a lot of people, especially in England, they're kind of looking at as a prospect, somebody that's on the come-up. Do you think this is the kind of fight to kind of announce your rival in Bellator and to sort of get all the fans to hop on the bandwagon?
100%. My last fight spoke for itself, do you know what I mean? And the thing is, my last fight was at featherweight. That's not even my weight class. And look how I demolished my opponent. You see what I'm saying? So I already announced myself. And people's ears are ringing with my name. Do you get what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Obviously, this is a good fight, and obviously doing this in his hometown, beating him in his hometown, obviously it's gonna ring even more bells. You know what I mean? So obviously go there, get the win, and just keep making statements, man.
And is Nathan Grayson someone that you train with?
Yeah, Nathan's one of my main training partners that I train with, as well as some others as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, because I know he fought Franz in the past. That's something that's been helping you a lot with your camp, just because he has fought him before and had to have that preparation.
For this camp, I didn't really work with him. He's had some time off, obviously, after his last fight, which was obviously against him. He's had some time off, but obviously we've been speaking and whatnot. So obviously he obviously has told me what Franz is like in there and whatnot. But do you know what? I've seen Franz fight a lot of times. You know what I mean? Like, his name's not new to me. I knew about him for a few years now. So yeah. In terms of getting training with Nathan, no, for this camp, no, I didn't. But we've been speaking a lot about the fight.
And are you someone that watches a lot of tape when you're in camp, or do you kind of leave that to your coaches?
To be honest, I don't really watch too much tape. I leave that to my coaches, man. I just focus on what I gotta do. You know what I mean? I just focus on what I gotta do and how I'm gonna do the job. Do you know what I mean?
And so I'm curious to know about not watching tapes. I know some fighters, they say it gets into their own heads too much. Others, they just don't like it. Some really like to be prepared. Do you have like a particular reason, or is that kind of just the way you do things?
Nah, it's not really. There's not really a reason. Like, obviously, I have seen footage of his fights and stuff, right. But I'm not like, I don't go look at his fights every single day, every single hour of the day. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of like religiously studying my opponent, I don't do that too much. Like, obviously, I can watch a few fights here and there, but I don't let that. I don't get too embedded with that. Do you know what I mean? I leave that to my coaches, and I just focus on what I've got to do. Do you know what I mean?
And earlier we did talk about Conor McGregor, which brings me to someone who had an opponent pull out recently was James Gallagher. I know we talked about that a little bit, but what were the odds that you'd kind of step in as a replacement? I mean, was there any talk of that at all?
Yeah, there was, but they just didn't want it. They didn't want it. I can understand that. Plus, I'm already on the card, so obviously they'd rather get someone that's probably not in full fight camp, kind of thing. If you get what I mean, like I can understand them. I can understand them not wanting to put me up against him, but it doesn't matter anyway. I'm gonna see him. He's gonna see me. I'm fighting his teammate. I make a big statement in their own backyard. And in terms of me fighting James Gallagher, things will align, and it will eventually the fight will eventually get made. Do you know what I mean? So he can't be getting fed for too long. Do you know what I mean? So like I say, his time will come. His time will come.
I mean, I know you guys do have a history. I think it's fair to say you guys kind of have a beef. If you guys do cross each other on fight week, obviously you're focused on your fight, but what's going to happen? Is this just a case of a respectful head nod, or do you think you can turn into maybe something more?
Listen, whatever happens, happens. I'm already focusing on what's going to happen if I see him, or whatever's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But whatever happens, happens. Like, my main focus is on France. Obviously, his focus is on his new opponent now. So I'm going in there to make a statement, and a noise can be made. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I don't really care, because obviously James knows about me. It's not like he doesn't know about me, and he knows I'm coming up ranked, and he knows he's eventually going to have to fight me someday. Do you know what I mean? So I don't need to try and force anything, kind of thing, if you get what I'm saying, because things will align. With everything going accordingly, things will align, and that fight will be made eventually. Do you know what I mean?
So now this is your second fight with Bellator. It should be your third, because you did have that fight earlier that didn't happen. How different is it for you to be with a big promotion like Bellator? We know you were with Bama, ACB. Have you noticed a big difference since you joined this big promotion?
Yeah, I like the way Bellator look after their fighters. Like, for example, my debut I was meant to make back in February. My guy pulled out. Bellator, they paid me my full wages, which was very good on their half. So like they look after their fighters, and it's how can I say? It's very they run things very, very, very professionally. Like, everything's done accordingly. That's what I like about the promotion. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. And let's talk about your fight with Franz a little bit. Obviously, it's sort of a big fight. What does this do for your career? Let's say you go out there, last time you got the impressive knockout. Let's say you do the same thing this time. What does that do? I mean, does that kind of launch you on another, the way the fans see you? Does that make a big difference in your career?
Yeah, 100%. Because obviously this is on a big platform. Plus, now our fight has been moved up to the main card. So my fight's on the Paramount section. So that's going to be on the Paramount section in the US and Sky Sports section in the UK. So yeah, me coming into this fight and getting a win, it obviously puts me up there. Obviously being on TV as well, more exposure. Do you know what I mean? So it's good looks, man.
And do you enjoy fighting in the UK, or is there at some point kind of thinking of taking your brand more international and perhaps attracting new fans by, maybe fighting in the United States or stuff like that?
To be honest, I'm fed up with fighting in the UK, man. I wanna travel now, man. I wanna travel and fight abroad. I wanna fight in the US. I wanna fight wherever Bellator goes. That's outside of the UK. I'm up for it, man. I fought in the UK far too many times now. I'm ready. I'm ready to go international now and fight elsewhere out of Europe. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. Is there anything that's stopping you from, physically going and fighting there? I mean, is there a paperwork you have to fill out, or just being with Bellator that kind of allows you?
It's no paperwork. We want paperwork. It's all good. I'm good to fight in the US or wherever. It's just obviously what Bellator want from me. Do you know what I mean? It's up to Bellator. If they want to bring me to a US card, then I'm down for that. If they want to bring me to another country within Europe, I'm down for that. Do you know what I mean? But I just want to expand, man. I just want to fight elsewhere, outside of the UK.
For sure, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. What kind of fight are you expecting here with France? I mean, is this something that you can expect, a technical performance, perhaps a barn burner? I mean, mentally, how do you kind of see this fight unfolding?
On paper, it's a fight that will be fireworks. I'll see when I get there, man. But just know I'll be sharp. I'll be sharp and ready in there, and be ready for whatever comes within that fight. I'm ready to take this fight wherever it goes, man. So I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I'm sharp. I'm ready to work, man. I'm ready to work and make a statement out here. I've already been to Dublin, made my statement there. I'm ready to come back and make another statement. Do you know what I mean?
For sure. That brings me to my last question. You mentioned putting on a statement. How do you see this fight unfolding? I mean, how do you get your hand raised in this one, and how do you make a statement in this fight?
I make a statement by putting on a solid performance, whether it's a finish, whatever. I'm just going in there to put a solid performance and make my statement.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. It's obviously going to be a great fight. Thanks so much for the time, Dominic. I really appreciate it.
That's cool, man. Thanks for your time.